and told you this is Rashad Murphy's account, correct?
Aside from my own observations, no.
Okay. Well, your own observations, in fact, Detective, is that there's not a single instance where a post or a picture or a video that you found on that account would tell you that it belongs to Rashad Murphy, right? No picture of him on the profile, correct?
Correct.
No pictures of his kids or his fiance, correct?
Correct.
No post that would have directly related to anything in his particular life, correct?
That's accurate.
And the way that you made this association would have been things told to you by other detectives.
Yes,
correct?
sir.
Those posts that you saw on that morning, as it relates to Ghost 187, they were illustrated in State's Exhibit 108. And I just want to go through those briefly. One of them was laughing emojis, correct?
Yes.
Four laughing emojis.
Yes.
And your interpretation was that that's a celebration of his death simply because it happened the morning, that post happened the morning of Charles Jones' murder, correct?
It could be, yes.
It also could be that somebody is thinking that something that someone else has posted about some other subject is funny.
It could be, sure.
And you attach that with another post of Bill Belichick and Tom Brady after the Super Bowl, correct? That was another one of them.
Yep.
And that's all in that State Exhibit 108 that you saw and that you talked about each one of those particular posts, correct?
Yes, sir.
And that post you interpreted, again, as being a celebration because that post was after the Super Bowl, right?
So, okay, I see what you're saying. The picture of Tom Brady and Bill Belichick was captured after the Super Bowl. This post was shared in June.
Bad question. I was taking down the wrong path. That post that was posted that morning, as it related to it being posted that morning, you interpreted as, again, being a celebration of Julio Foolio's death, correct?
It could be. We have learned as detectives in the gang unit that persons involved in violent crime in the city of Jacksonville would routinely share videos and posts of people celebrating, and it was an insinuation or a subliminal message to celebrate a person's recent death. We would see that often.
It also could be interpreted along the same lines of investigation as these are people who are the greatest of all time, the GOATs. They are best player in the world, the best coach in the world, correct?
Yes.
Oftentimes considered.
Sure.
And maybe utilizing that post with some type of meaning, associating it with GOAT, greatest of all time.
Okay.
Correct?
Yes.
And it certainly does not have to be an interpretation of someone who is posting it to be suggesting, I am the GOAT. The person posting it, it's a picture of the GOAT, I'm the GOAT.
I usually see people posting sports-related posts at the conclusion of a sporting event. As it relates to Jacksonville gang violence, we typically see these posts made at the conclusion of a person dying. I don't know if I've ever seen someone reference themselves as a GOAT with a Tom Brady post. I haven't seen that before.
Okay, so it's not been your experience, and you don't associate that with gangs. Somebody saying, I'm the man, I'm the GOAT.
I've heard that reference, but I'm sure they would be calling themselves that, not utilizing Tom Brady and Bill for that.
there's also a post during that day, during that morning, of Corbin shooting birds.
Yes.
Remember that? And you interpret that as, again, something relating to Charles Jones being dead, correct?
It could be.
And my assumption is if you're going to pass it along to the Tampa Police Department, it could be, it couldn't be, but you sent it for that purpose.
Yes.
And certainly it could also be the poster telling somebody to F off, correct?
Yes.
Well, in understanding that if it's a picture of someone shooting the middle finger out with both hands, you could be telling someone that you are in a conversation with, or someone that is part of that post or that sees your page or is part of a group, that you're telling them or him or her to F off.
Could be.
Or equally as possible, I don't care. I don't care what you say. I don't care about you.
Could be.
So Hate Me Kindly was also a post that you saw that morning. And that obviously could be disrespect to someone, a group, a person, another person who there's been a conversation with back and forth, as a diss. If you're going to hate me kindly. You would agree that it could be easily interpreted that way.
Could be.
And you, though, interpreted it again as being connected directly to Charles Jones' death, correct? Or else you wouldn't have given it to the Tampa Police Department.
I provided that post in a series of the posts he made. That was just one of them. Yep.
Okay. Of some relative significance to you, correct?
What stood out to me the most was the Tom Brady, Bill Belichick one. Obviously, the same stories posted within that 24-hour period existed, so those were included in what I shared because they were there.
I'm sorry, who was there?
The posts were included within that sample of posts that was still attached to his story.
Okay. When you say they were there, you mean the posts were there?
The posts, yes, sir, that's what we're discussing.
And all of these posts, either singularly or in conjunction with each other, could very well be someone, Ghost 187, celebrating the death of Charles Jones, as many, many people were on social media at that same time, correct?
A lot of people were celebrating his death, yes.
You also, as a result of looking at Instagram and Instagram records, your investigation revealed that Alicia Andrews' Instagram on June 21st indicated that it was trying to get, or the person who was posting on her Instagram page was trying to get someone to rent an Airbnb for her for the next day, June 22nd, correct?
My knowledge of the Instagram records is very limited. I did not obtain them. I was not the affiant of those warrants. However, I did become aware of the context of that message, yes.
And you saw that. I mean, it was part of your investigation. It was part of what you were doing in Jacksonville that Tampa was sharing.
Yes, sir.
And in your part of the investigation, you don't know who that communication was with as it relates to that rental, do you?
I do not know the identity of the woman she was speaking with, no.
You also were the affiant or the author of a search warrant for the phone that was jointly possessed by Charmaine Steiger and Rashad Murphy, 904-386-0925, correct?
Not for the device, but I believe for historical cell site.
Right. So historical cell site records. And as a result of that, you were able to determine at certain periods of time during that weekend where that phone was located, correct?
Yes.
And that's what got you to the point where you located the phone on Friday, the 21st at 10:20 p.m. at the Walmart, correct?
Yes.